1:30, but we'll go ahead and give this a couple more minutes in case somebody's going to sign in still.
All right, everybody, it's 1:32. We're going to go ahead and get started. This is the West Central Community Traffic Safety Team. It's November 9th, and welcome. And we'll start with introductions. Melissa, can you do the call?
Sure. Hi, everybody. I'm Melissa Shepard with JMT. And I'll just go down the roster here. So we have Brenton Mosier.
Hello, Brenton Mosier, USF Cutter.
Thanks, Brenton. Jim McLean.
Yeah, I'm here, Jim.
Yep. Thank you, Jim. All right, Karen Cobb.
Yeah, CTSO.
Thanks, Karen. Janine Lawrence.
Hello, Janine with Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
Thanks, Janine. Lori.
Lori Paleo, JMT.
Yeah. Robert Esposito.
Bob Esposito, Hernando Citrus MPO.
Sorry about that. All right, and then Mike Zen.
Yeah, I'm Mike Zen, FDOT Traffic Safety Office in District 7. And welcome, everybody. And can we go ahead and get a review and approval of the October 22 minutes? I hear a motion to approve the minutes.
I wasn't here, but I read them and they look all right to me.
Okay.
This is Jim.
Do we have a second?
This is Janine. I'll second.
Thank you, Janine. All right. Next item on the agenda is old business review of the problem locations. US 41 and County Road 491. I can tell you now that the counts haven't been done yet. We're still waiting for everybody to get caught up. So, as you all know, we don't do counts during the summer when there's no school, so it backs up pretty hard at this time of the year. Good afternoon, Miss Beverly. Item number 2 is corridor wide on the Good Number Trail. I got an email from Ernie a few minutes ago telling me something here. It's still pending. He will try to get it done by next month on item number 2. Item number 3 in the Independence Highway. I believe you've got a comment on it, Jim.
Yes, I do. They, signs that I had requested, the R9-5, they use the PED signal for the southbound pedestrian users, trail users, has been installed, and I greatly appreciate that. And I did, the one for the R10-15 for the mast arm has not been installed that I'm aware of. I forgot to look for it the other day when I was down there.
Okay.
But, and then this, I think the countdown, it's still 8-second walk, 18-second countdown. And the left turn red for northbound 41 remains red during the countdown sequence. I didn't stay there long enough to watch the whole 18 seconds, but it may work that way. Next time down there, I'll check it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Make sure, but seems like it's working properly at this time.
Good. Maybe we can finally get this off our list.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it
right.
seems to work. It's just impatient users, that's the biggest
Sure.
problem we have down there.
Right. And it's that way all trails. It's not just Hernando or Citrus.
Oh, yeah.
We got the same problem in Pinellas and Hillsborough. I mean, all these trails are, gets a little impatient when it comes to these signals.
Yeah, I was in Floral City Saturday, and I saw several people cross the 48, County Road 48 down there where the rapid flashing beacons are, and nobody used them. Not the
Yes.
first person. So it makes you wonder.
Right.
It makes you wonder. You
I
don't want to put in automatic ones because then they get a bad sense. At least most of the people stop before they headed across the road, or slowed down enough to do that.
Sure.
But still, it's just not the ideal situation. Got to use them for safety.
All right, item number 4, the Good Neighbor Trail in Preston and Weatherly. It says to remove this section on the problem location sheet and put this information on number 2. About corridor wide for the Good Neighbor Trail.
Yeah, that was some of the things I had brought up a
Yeah.
couple meetings ago, and Ernie was going to take care of all those different things. That was the mats and posts and delineators and stuff like that. So
Yeah, he made the comment for number 2 that it's still pending and he will try to get it all done by next month. Is what he
Right.
sent me an email on.
Yep. Maybe
So-
maybe I'll remove both of those next time too.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and remove number 4 because it's because we added the verbiage corridor wide on the Good Neighbor Trail on number
Right.
2.
There you go. Good idea.
All right, number 5, Mariner Boulevard, North Cliff. Let's see, Ernie had a note about that. The POs, the purchase orders have been issued. Now they're waiting for the contractor to get the work done. That's his comments on that one. You caught up, Melissa?
Yep, I'm good.
Number 6, Lieutenant Ball wants to do a speed study. I sent this information to Walt. I haven't heard back from Walt about getting a speed study issued. I did remind Walt that I told Lieutenant Ball that if it comes back higher, it will have to raise the speed. So he is aware of that, and apparently that's what they want to do. Number 7, I also sent to Walt to see what he could do with this one for the lack of signage at the jail over there on Licana Highway 491. I haven't heard back on that either. And that's our old problem locations. All right, the 4th item on the agenda is calendar updates and activity reports.
Hey, Mike, there's one more. Sorry. This was number 7 on the list, the County Road 491 and educational path.
Yeah, that's under the new business. Last month's new business.
Yeah, that's under new. We were reading old business.
Oh, okay, so on the, okay, then I thought there was a note to add this to the problem location list.
Well, I didn't see it on the minutes.
Okay,
All right, we can discuss it. It'll become number, I guess, number 7, because number 7 before was the jail at 491.
right, yes, okay.
But under your problem location, you call number 7 is 491 an educational path.
Okay, well, okay, yeah,
It might have been discussed later on in the minutes that we were gonna add it to there, I
Yep.
believe.
oh, right here, yeah, new business. Okay, so last month's new business was to add this to the problem location sheet.
Yep.
Okay,
All right.
Okay.
Go back to calendar updates and activity reports. Brent, you got anything new?
Nothing new, just want to recap. We had our ELEE ceremony last week. Yeah, what was it, 2 weeks ago? It was recently, the 27th of October. And it went really well, and everyone enjoyed it. And the local law enforcement agencies here got some speed feedback binoculars, and we hope that they are working on deploying them and that they're making a difference in impacting speeds in the area. We are also still doing our teen traffic safety education around the region. I believe we have visited Central High School in Hernando. We've been to Lecanto before, but I'm not sure if it is scheduled for this semester or not. I'll have to go with Christian and find out.
And just to give you a follow-up, Brent, and I did see a deputy sheriff and a highway patrolman parked side by side, standing outside their cars using their new lasers. So when y'all get a ticket, you can
Awesome.
fuss. You guys can fuss at me if you get a ticket for giving them all them new toys. Okay. Any other activities, Janine?
Yep, you knew I was about to click on my mic button there, Mike.
Yep.
We at Mothers Against Drunk Driving, I do underage drinking and drug use prevention, as well as impaired driving prevention, outreach, and education. So continuing to do those programs in middle and high school, and we just recently were given a new elementary program that we have a soft launch for this year. So probably in the new year, I'll be able to deliver that program to elementary schools in the area as well. And then we will have a more robust expanded launch of that elementary program next fall. So we're really excited about being able to reach that age group because we feel it's so important to be able to start educating these kids at a much younger age about underage use and how to stay safe and out of a vehicle that's not safe. So we're really, really excited about being able to offer that now. So we continue right now to do our middle and high school education, and then any other type, adult, parent programs, businesses, things like that. What else do we have? We have our annual candlelight vigil coming up on Thursday, December 8th. It takes place in Tampa in Temple Terrace. It is an incredible event if you've never been, if it's something you'd like to do. We honor people who have been injured or lost because of impaired driving crashes. And we do a lot of work with our law enforcement at this event as well. They show up in full force to support us and for us to support the work that they do. So I'll put the invite in the chat. We'd love to have anyone come. And even if you can't, if you know people that would be interested or organizations that would be interested, please invite them for us. So I think that's all that I can think of right now. Oh, we will be sending out, I'm not sure if it's going to be in this region. Mike, are we going to be in these counties for the Teen Safe Driving weeks of awareness presentations? I'd have to look at my calendar or my email. Do you remember off the top of your head?
Not right off the top of my head. I know
Okay.
Shayna sent me something
You
about.
just sent something. Let me look real quick.
Yeah, you sent
So,
it.
but I know that they'll go to other counties as well. So, each year, the Florida Teen Safe Driving Coalition does free school-wide presentations for traffic safety, so for high schools. And, they're awesome. So we are in Hernando and Citrus. So I will be sending out information on that. The presentations will be available March 27th through 31st. And again, if you know of any schools that would be interested, these are international speakers that come around and talk about safe driving practices and tell their personal stories. And they are incredibly impactful, and it's free. So it's a great program for any high schools, like for a big high school presentation. That's their preference. So I'll send out information. I know Mike has it as well. And just to let people know if they have any contacts at schools to get this information out to them, because it's really important programming. So thank you. I think that's all. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Janine,
Yep.
I sent that out of an e-blast to all the CTSTs this morning, so everybody
Good.
got it. So,
Good.
and it shows, it gives it a little more specifics. You guys can click on the link on there and go right straight to what the presentation's about, safety presentations. And it is in all 5 counties here. So they're looking for schools to participate in, and they're hoping to have an audience of at least 400 students.
And I've been to them. They are incredible presentations.
Yes, they are.
Really, really meaningful. And the students love them. They line up afterwards to talk to the speakers and get photos and share their stories. It's very, very meaningful and impactful, no pun intended. So.
Janine, yeah, I got, this is Jim. I got the information from Mike today. I forwarded it to our, one of our members of our school board up here in Citrus County already, so.
Great, thank you.
There's
It's first
anybody
come,
else?
first served, and you can sign up through that, they have a sign up right on there, so encourage them to do it right away, because it does get booked, and these are like thousands of dollar presentations that are coming to them for free, so it's very good.
All right, good, thank you.
I put it on my Facebook page also. It's got like 1,000 people that see it too.
Awesome.
And since you were involved with the school board, poke at them a little harder.
Yeah. They're really good, and we get these speakers so many, it rotates kind of who we get when, which year. And so, you got those kids for 4 years. And so we want to make sure that we're reaching that audience each cycle of the kids in the school so they can hear this important message.
Very good. And I'll chime in on what Janine was saying about the elementary schools. We're at DOT, we're doing the same thing. Basically, it's not the same program, of course, but we've dropped down a notch, and between myself and Cutter, we're doing a couple of pilot schools. The first one I think is in Pinellas County, and then we're working on one to get vetted to get put into Hillsborough County School. And Janine will tell you, it's not easy getting into schools to be vetted, and but once you get in, then you can pretty much start using that to get you in the other ones. So
absolutely, I agree. It's hard getting in. This year was really hard.
It's getting harder every year.
Yes.
All right. Takes care of that. The calendar updates, activity reports. We have anything going on with the law enforcement about Citrus County Sheriff's here? Aaron, aren't you with the Citrus SO?
So yeah, it looks like I am the only one on from the sheriff's office today probably because of the storm. I have not been filling in last couple of weeks, but I was not given anything other than a new problem location. So.
Okay, no problem. That's it we have there. I'm still working on getting the volunteers for the car fit program. I'm up to 19. That's district wide. So I'm still holding on to all you guys that have volunteered to do this. So once I get that squared away with Tallahassee, we'll get somebody down here to get us all certified. All right, our next item is fatal crash maps. In your emails today, you guys got 2 sets of maps. Is that true?
That is true, Mike. So there's Citrus. Can you guys see this one? There's Citrus here. And then there's Hernando.
Okay. And that goes through, the data's up till October 26th, from the first of the year to the 26th. So on Citrus, you can see we're at 22 total for the number of year. It's not been a good year for pedestrians, of course, but has anybody got any questions with these maps we're sending out to everybody? Is everybody understanding them or have a difficulty trying to understand them?
Excuse me, I don't have any difficulty understanding them.
Yeah.
I think sometimes in a couple places, they two symbols overlap each other. If they could be separated, that may make a little difference. Other than that, they're pretty self-explanatory.
Sure. A good example is that when you look at this one here on Hernando, you see the word Spring Hill down there in the lower left-hand corner. If you study it real hard, you'll see there's 2 on top of one another under the word hill. And I don't know what the other one would have been underneath that. Good catch there, Jim. I can see that issue right there. So, Miss Lori, take a note of that. Try to separate it a little bit so you get an idea. Maybe even
Yes.
maybe do a bubble like you do on the CDMS and just draw a line to that intersection after you get 3 or 4 of them on the same intersection.
Yeah, unfortunately, when the year goes on and there's more fatal crashes, they're going to start being in similar locations. So they're going to start overlapping. I think for like West Central, it should be pretty easy to just move them. But I feel
Right.
like with Hillsborough County, it might be a little bit more
Sure.
hard. Sure.
Well, that covers anybody got any questions with either one of these maps? Not good numbers. I mean, Fernando's got real bad numbers this year. All right, we'll move on to item number 6, which is safe routes to school. There's really no other activity. I just know that Forest Ridge Phase 2 has started, and that's all that's going on as far as safe routes to school. Somebody like Walt or somebody needs to be online to give us exact what's going on with those locations, but it is under construction. Item number 7, new business. You have any new business today?
I have a new problem location
Very good.
for Citrus.
Okay.
So if you allow me to share for just one moment, I'll try to pull up my document. So there's a location which is the intersection of West Citrus Springs Boulevard and North Deltona Boulevard, and that's in Citrus Springs. You can see the little screenshot of that location. Just to the east of this, there's 2 schools, one on the north side of the road, one on the south side. And we have had complaints. And I'm not really sure what we can do other than maybe just extra patrol, but I don't know if there's something that maybe we should look at. But I went back starting January 1st of 2021, there's 4 crashes actually inside the intersection. 3 out of the 4 had injuries, and 2 out of the 4 were severe injuries. 3 out of the 4 crashes were T-bones. Specifically, it looks like the at-fault drivers are not stopping at all, or I think one of them, they actually stopped, but then they continued on through the intersection. 3 out of the 4 crashes were during school hours, Wednesdays and Thursdays, between about 7:30 to just after 10 in the morning, and one happened on a Saturday evening. Interesting enough, I just got an email on this location either yesterday or this morning, and I was actually driving through there with my daughter. She's 15 and has her permit, and she was driving through that intersection, and we were stopped at the 4-way stop, and she paused a little bit longer before going, and the person coming eastbound actually did not even slow down for that intersection, and she almost got T-boned yesterday. Just a coincidence that it happened, but we are getting multiple complaints of people actually running through that intersection. So I don't know if maybe we need to look at a possible light there. But for whatever reason, there's some crashes there and people are not stopping at the 4-way.
Just thank you, and that's great information and a lot of work you've done there to research that, Karen. Karen, you're going to have to get the county engineer. Yeah, that's Walt Easterman. I don't know if you know Walt. Give him all this information and request a signal warrant, and let him do a signal warrant study out there to see if it will warrant a traffic signal. The only other thing I might suggest is a stop ahead signs prior to the stop signs further back. And maybe I could probably supply you. I can't install them, but I can order you LED backlit stop signs. It'll grab their attention a little, maybe more, that there is a stop sign there.
Hey, Mike,
Hey, Robert.
would that area warrant possible roundabout?
They could do an ice on it, Robert, and see, if it would. I mean, it's a nice subdivision. It would probably be attractive if they have the real estate to put a roundabout in there.
That's something you may want to look into as well.
Yeah,
But
So
I was just
So
up
Walt
there
would be-
last. Go ahead.
I apologize. So Walt would be the one to ask about the actual possible roundabout as well?
Yes.
correct. See if he can do an ice on it, and that way they can look at all the options.
Thank you.
I was just up there a couple of weeks ago. And I think part of the problem is you got a divided highway in both directions.
Correct.
As you can see by that interchange there, there's a lot of asphalt between all those roads, and those that kind of creates a situation of its own, being so far apart, and the roadways and who's going to move next and all that. The 4-way stops. But I have to agree with you, Mike. Maybe stop ahead signs. I don't remember if there's any stop ahead signs already there or not, but somebody may check on that.
Yeah, and that's a quick fix. It's low hanging fruit to put the extra stop ahead signs up there. But
Right.
Karen, so you throw that at Walt as well when you send an email to him that you like to at least get some stop ahead signs out there. People are blowing through the stop signs, and then of course you guys need to do some education through some people's pocketbooks yourselves.
Thank you.
Very good. Thank you, Karen. And Melissa, put that on our sheet so we don't lose track of that.
Okay, yep, I was just gonna ask. Okay,
Yeah.
will do.
How about the MPO, Robert? You got anything new?
We did issue our notice to proceed for the first phase of the scope for our long-range transportation plan, LRTP, which is our biggest undertaking. It's going to take about 2 years to complete. Also, at the last MPO board meeting, we got a scope of approval to have one of our GPCs, Benish, to do some additional traffic counts. We're having some traffic counts done at US 41 and State Road 200 in Citrus County, as well as some additional traffic counts at County Line Road in Hernando County and Cobb Road. And the idea that I came up with doing these traffic counts is that FDOT is getting ready to come into a lot of extra money through the feds over the next few years. A couple of $1 billion, Mike. I'm going to be leaning on you to get us some money to get these roads moving quicker. Actually, I'll be leaning on Secretary David Gwynn. He was my former boss at FDOT. So, if we don't have these traffic counts, I can guarantee you, well, I can't guarantee it, but a lot less likely we'll get the money. But if we can prove that there's a lot more traffic than was originally done under the PD&E, which is Project Development Environment Studies that were done years ago, if we can show that traffic has incrementally increased, or I should say significantly increased, maybe we can get in line and get some of that money and get these roads done quicker. We're a small MPO, so we have much less money than our counterparts to the south. We also did get a scope of approval for Benesh, also GPC, to do a vulnerability and risk assessment study. And that's something that the federal government requires, but it's also important, as we know, after the last hurricane we had, and unfortunately we have another one heading our way. Part of I-75 in Southwest Florida was underwater, so that's part of what these vulnerability and risk assessment studies are. Sorry, I'm not on video. I'm actually home with COVID, and I just don't feel very pretty today, so I figured I'd keep my face off the screen. So that's pretty much it from our end.
Yeah, Robert, and real quick, like Robert, I set up at the request of Hernando County. We delivered them yesterday, the safety safe edge tools for their next two paving jobs, which is going to be Croom Road and Cobb Road, I believe was when the tip program was. I was reading it. That's your next two repaves to try those on. The thing is, the reason I'm mentioning that, I know Citrus County was interested, and Pasco County was interested, that when they start that paving job, they'd like to come up and take a look at it as well to see what it's all about. Because
Okay.
they're interested in possibly doing the same thing, getting their set of shoes. I bought two for you guys in case one breaks in the middle of a paving job. You have a second one to back it up so you can keep paving.
Okay, and what are those again? What are you, is that that's the like the
Safe edge.
Okay.
It attaches to the screed box on the back of the asphalt truck when they're paving.
Okay.
And it adds a piece of extra asphalt off the edge at an angle instead of being a square drop off.
Oh, okay, great.
That's the short version of it, but it's a little more than that. But
very good, thank you.
So Mike, excuse me, did you happen to know if they've used that edge on the Forest Ridge repavement job?
I don't know that. That was a county job, and I'm almost probably certain they did not, because the county didn't have the shoes. Because I've offered to buy the shoes for all our counties here in District 7, and so far the only county that's done this will be Hernando, and they just got them yesterday. So
Okay.
So
I had a question. Yeah, I had a question yesterday. If they're up there now taking the edge back up on the edge of that road, that repavement they just did on right at the edge, and somebody asked me what was going on. I thought, well, maybe they used that edge material on it and the edge device and just backfilling it. But he said, no, they got a backhoe out there digging along the edge of the pavement. So I don't know what's going on up there.
Yeah, some other issue.
Yeah, it must be.
Yeah, because the safe edge, it goes down when you're running the regular pavement. It's all one piece, so they'd have to saw cut it to get it back off.
That's what I told him. I said, he said they're running a backhoe up along the edge of the pavement. So dang, maybe they're tearing all that back out again, but I don't know. I haven't gone up there to look at it.
All right, that takes care of our new business, I think. Anybody have anything else new? How about our sidewalks?
I have something to say.
Yep, Beverly, I was going to ask you.
I well, I was just looking at, the next meeting is December the 14th. And Jim, I don't know if I'm confused, but I think that's when TAC and BPAC and CAC meet that same day.
I believe that's correct, Beverly. Thank you. I think
Mhm.
it is 14th.
And the CAC, I know the meeting is at 1:30 for CTST, and then 1 PM is the CAC in Hernando County. So
Okay.
So should we move the CTST or how are we going to handle that? Bob, can you
Well,
answer
well,
that?
I would say you're going to have to move the CTST because we have 3 committee meetings that really, those are going to be much harder to move.
How many
and
people
then the
go?
MPO meets the day after those meetings. It's a big deal for the CAC and all that. Yeah.
How many people go to the BPAC and CAC?
Well, the BPAC, I think we had 7, 8 or 9 people. The CAC, we had 4 plus staff. And then the TAC meeting is every bit of 8 or 9 people.
How many people from our CTST go to that?
Beverly and myself.
Okay.
And so maybe we just have to skip the meeting. Bring a computer with us.
Well,
Huddle up in the corner.
Well, it's an in-person meeting. We can, it's close to the holidays, 2 of the other CTSTs, we've moved to meetings because of the holiday. If you guys want, we don't have the chair here, but I'm sure there's no problem with Walt since he's so buried right now. Do you guys want to possibly postpone this to the January meeting?
It's whatever the team decides, I'm fine with it. It's going to be an in-person though in December?
Well, that's the problem. I don't think so.
Okay.
Our schedule, it just got set for the next 6 months.
All right.
Looking here real quick, January. Yeah, it's a virtual.
Virtual, yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
our next in-person meeting wouldn't be until March.
Okay.
And that will be in Brooksville at that time since we're skipping the Lecanto.
Okay. Have you thought any more about having a District 7 group CTST like we
Oh,
did in
yes.
April?
Yeah,
Okay.
we're working on it.
Okay.
Location is our issue right now, trying to get a place that's much bigger than what we have because so many people got sold out so quick and a lot of people wanted to come and they didn't get to come.
Right.
So location is the issue. We're trying to find something large enough. It's going to be in Tampa, I'm sure, because I can hold in our largest auditorium here, we can hold 120. But one of our partners from another meeting, he says he's got a facility that can hold 300 people.
Okay.
That's at Pepin Distributors. I don't know if you guys ever heard of them, but
Yes.
it's a gorgeous place they have, and it's a gorgeous facility. So
That's in Tampa?
yes, sir. It's right down the road from where our headquarters is. I don't know if you've ever been
Okay.
here.
Mhm.
So we're looking at that possibility. They have some rules and regulations at their place, so we're looking to see how we can overcome some of that. Anyway,
Very
we're
good.
working on it, Jim, to answer your question.
Okay, good.
So
That was a really valuable meeting.
yeah, and it's going to be better the next time. It's going to be an all-day meeting the next time. We're talking about bringing in box lunches and doing breakout sessions. We might have one breakout sections for impaired driving group, another breakout sessions for teen safe drivers. It's just different breakout sessions. Citrus County, you guys are a large retirement community. I'm thinking about bringing in somebody from our Safe Mobility organization from Tallahassee to do a breakout session with them. And the things that are available for our elderly drivers, different modes of transportation and different things that are available for that. So we're still working a lot of details here.
Okay, very good.
Okay. Jim, have you thought about becoming the vice chair for us?
You keep asking me. I'm really torn right now, Mike. I'd take a little time yet. I'm just not real sure. I'm, still involved with the trail and BPAC and now CTST and.
Yeah.
I mean, I certainly can handle it, but it's just extra work I gotta have done. Wife and I've been talking about stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah.
It's only a couple hours every month. It's not bad.
Yeah, I know. It's not bad. Especially
right,
with the
but-
helper you have.
Yeah.
Helpers you have.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. I mean, the chair is open. I mean, if anybody wants to volunteer for the position, I know Beverly's active with her groups.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. All right. We'll just have to let me continue to think about it.
Okay, boss.
I know I can certainly help and contribute. I know that for sure. So,
Great. All right, well then, if anybody's got anything else, I guess we'll go ahead and just eliminate next month's meeting.
oh yeah, that's what you want to do?
Yeah, let's just do that. And we'll just, the next one will be in January.
Okay.
It'll be a virtual meeting in January, and it'll be January the 11th. All right, guys.
Very good. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Appreciate you all being here, and thank you very much.
Yep.
And
Happy
Bob,
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, you too, guy, and Merry Christmas too now.
Merry Christmas too, yeah.
And Mr. Esposito, when in about 30 minutes, can you give me a call?
I'm sorry.
Can you call me in about a half an hour?
Well, could you call me now? Because I've got a phone call at 3 o'clock that I need to make.
I've got to go to the EOC meeting for Hernando County right now. That's why when I get out of the EOC meeting, I'll give you a call.
Okay, perfect.
Bye.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.